Hello world, my name is Adrian Dunkley. I'm the CEO of Starplay Analytics and Starplay AI. And yeah, I use data analytics, data science, and artificial intelligence to ensure companies and individuals make the best decisions possible.
Awesome. The first question is, what drives your passion for tech and what keeps that passion going?
So as you would see in my background, I have a few nerd items. So I started in tech from a science fiction point of view. Watching a lot of movies, reading a lot of books, seeing what the capabilities are, what we could actually do, what we could think about, and then how we use technology to actually create that science fiction into science fact. So I think I have it very easy compared to other industries because my inspiration is as simple as turning on the TV, seeing an article online, or watching a music video or something like that. There's a lot of inspiration all around you.
Awesome. And I'm sure that inspiration fed into you starting Star Apple Analytics. So please tell us more about what was the inspiration for starting?
Sure. So worked in corporate startups and development banking for quite a few years, as well as academia. And the reason that Startup was started was just to fill a market gap, which is local individuals, local companies taking advantage, learn as much as possible, and accepting the responsibility of how we can apply data analytics and AI to making the region a better place.
Awesome. That's so awesome, Adrian. So you mentioned that you have worked across many industries, both in corporate and in startups. You would have outlined a few of them. But what project, what tech project or initiative would you say that you are most proud of?
So I would say it is a stealth project we're working on. I call it stealth, but I'm talking here about it now, so it can't be that stealth. It's called Morrows. So the idea with that is it is a application that regular individuals can access, and it's basically trying to gamify social good. So the idea here is it's a non-invasive, GDPR compliant application where you can go on, you can provide feedback on issues that are going on from very small to very large, but in a way that it's very intuitive. So for instance, let's say you see someone just got kidnapped, right? You can very quickly go in the application and produce an alert for that. And what we're creating is a social network in the very explicit sense of a net of individuals across the island that are basically providing little snippets of information and together build up something very useful. So in that case, you present an alert, it'll get sent out to individuals nearby. Using different techniques, you'll be able to actually track where that vehicle is and then allow the authorities enough time and enough information to find the victim, for instance. So what the application is really doing is providing time. It's monetizing and productionizing social time. So it's giving you enough time to escape a threat. It's giving you enough warning to escape flooding, hurricanes. It's giving you enough understanding of what's going on around you to feel more secure, to make a better decision. And we are actually monetizing it in the sense that individuals who will be using the application will be rewarded for those contributions, to the application and building up this really, really good understanding of what's going on in Jamaica. So I'm extremely proud of that. It's my pet project at this point, and very excited when it launches. Yeah.
Awesome. So with all that you have going on and all that is to come, Adrian, looking back, what would you have done differently? What would you tell your younger self?
It's gonna sound cliche, but take more risks. I would say that. So I'm formally trained in risk management, and one of the first things they teach you is you can't put a good or bad to risk. There's no inherent emotional connection with what this risk event is. It's all about uncertainty and then how you utilize the uncertainty, either as opportunity or as failure, right? So when you're younger, you have more leeway to do more things, and you have more time to kind of figure out what's the best thing to do. So if I could go back and talk to myself 10 years ago, I would say, okay, just take more risks, try as many things as possible. And I would say where I am today is because of that. It's because of trying to get involved with as many things as possible, assisting individuals, reading as much as possible, talking to more senior persons, more mature persons, having a very good understanding. And that's a very big thing that's taken for granted because it's not very sexy with artificial intelligence, which is no matter what you're doing, no matter what the context is, you always rely on the experts, the human experts who have that experience. Yeah, you're trying to, in a sense, either improve what they're doing, make them more efficient, or in very, very specific cases, replace them altogether. But the idea there is you still need to rely on those persons. And then the value of artificial intelligence is it provides more creativity and more efficiency, and it reduces the time for you getting from point A to point B for areas that can actually be applied. So it's going to create more jobs than it's actually going to replace. And we've seen it a lot. It's happened many times in history. It creates new industries. Look at railroads, for instance, replaced by vehicles. You got more job creation, more economic development through that. More value is created switching. And it's creating basically new industries and supporting old industries to take us into the future.
Awesome. And the final question is, what do you want to be remembered for?
I'm okay not being remembered. I would prefer the service that I provided, the things that I put in place, be remembered after me. I'm very fine being one of the individuals in a book that's overlooked and taken for granted, as long as the value I've created socially and across different industries leads to as much good as possible. Because everything we're trying to do, even though you're trying to make as much money as possible in your own life to support your family, it's still about what are you contributing past yourself as a person. And that's really it. If you can do that, I'll be pretty fine with people forgetting my name in 50 years.